Vocês estão escutando a live do DC Fandom? Como é que eu posso colocar Eu acho que eu vou colocar para sair o som na caixa de som então, galera. Eu não tô sabendo como eu colocar pelo OBS. Tá bom? O que é que vocês acham? O que é que vocês acham de eu colocar pela caixa de som? Ok? Minha caixa de som é meio bizarra. Quando eu ligo ela faz barulho de heterotop. Foi mal. Ó. Como é que tá o som pra vocês? Tá saindo da caixa de som. É o microfone captando da caixa de som. Porque... Mas... Ah, o navegador, não a tela. Mas eu coloquei o navegador. Vocês estão escutando?
The way he speaks and the way he interacts with other characters, he's always like so cool and so
Tá baixo? Eu aumento.
Nervous, or at least it seems.
Bem baixinho. Tô aumentando. Quando vocês disserem que tá bom, eu deixo, tá bom?
Fíjate si sería fan de los cómics, que yo con mis primeros sueldos de actor de doblaje.
Foi bom ter chegado um pouquinho mais cedo, né, pra gente ajustar isso.
Parar en un kiosco, en una tienda y comprar un cómic de Batman.
Tá bom agora?
Y fue como, era el héroe de mi infancia, ¿no? Hay una cosa con la que yo conecté con Bruce Wayne, con Batman, que era su deseo de justicia.
E assim, meu som, ele sobrepõe, ele tá sobrepondo o trailer. Não se preocupem que quando rolar o trailer eu vou ficar calado, tá bom?
Que los malos no se salgan siempre con la suya.
Ainda tá baixo.
Para cada uno de los Batman, de Christopher Ben Affleck, Will Arnett,
Tô aumentando.
todos los demás, lo que hacemos es meternos en el original. Ben Affleck es una forma de hacer Batman, es un enorme que transmite otro tipo de sensaciones diferentes a la que transmite Christian Bale, que hizo una creación de...
Vocês me perdoam pela nubice.
Entonces, el modo de diferenciarlo es ser muy fiel
al
original, pero recuerdo ir al cine temblando como un niño. Fui yo solo, era como, necesito vivirlo.
Quando eu falo, cobre o som da imagem.
Necesito supervisar cada detalle, pero yo soy muy perfeccionista.
Vocês curtiram o templatezinho? Fiz com muito carinho. Eu sou muito fã de filme de super-herói também. Queria ter um canal só pra isso, quem sabe um dia. Mas são conteúdos muito pontuais, né? Tipo, DC Fandom uma vez no ano e tal. Os filmes também são muito escassos. Sim, galera, deixa eu vou tirar aqui. Cadê?
Something happens inside your body.
Superman ist hinter Gittern. Letztendlich führen ihn seine guten Absichten auf den Pfad der Tyrannie. Und so wurde unser größter Held.
Beleza.
Plötzlich unsere größte.
Mas quando eu falo, minha voz tá muito alta. Ou tá... Tô nervoso, galera. Eu tô nervoso porque... Eu fiquei muito frustrado quando Liga da Justiça estreou daquela forma, picotado, 2 horas, bizarro, sabe? E quando anunciou o Snyder Cut, eu, caramba, é algo que é surreal, tipo, como é que pode isso existir? E vai existir. Então eu tô doido pra ver esse trailer. Eu sei que teve um vazamento, né? Mas eu não vi. Eu não vi esse vazamento, tá bom? E... Ó, o Rick já Keminote falou: tua voz tá legal, só que sobrepõe o vídeo. É porque eu tô conversando com vocês. até quero perguntar se vocês querem que eu coloque no mudo no primeiro momento, porque quando chegar o painel eu vou ficar caladinho, tá bom? Vou fazer uns comentários mais pontuais assim pra gente ver junto, beleza? E eu sei que teve um vazamento, mas eu não vi, eu tô esperando ver pelo oficial mesmo pra valorizar o evento, tá bom? E... deixa eu colocar aqui no... pronto, ficou um pouco melhor assim, né? Eu botei no mudo agora para poder falar com vocês sobre umas coisas. Eu vi o trailer da Mulher Maravilha 1984, achei um baita trailer. A gente já tinha visto o primeiro trailer, né? Mas foi massa ver a forma final de Cheetah. Então eu fiquei bem empolgado. Agora que eu criei um canal de gameplay chamado Xingando o Videogame, eu fiquei muito feliz em ver o Gotham Knights e isso me inspirou para eu estar fazendo gameplays da quadrilogia do Arkham, né? O Arkham Asylum, City, Origins e Night. Também amei o Esquadrão Suicida, a interação do James Gunn com toda a equipe. Tô bem ansioso para o Liga da Justiça e para o The Batman também. Sobre o The Batman, eu vou eu vou fazer comentários no Twitter, talvez no Instagram. Então se liguem nessas outras redes sociais, beleza? Que eu só vou estar aqui nessa live online para o Snyder Cut, tá bom? O meu desejo era estar fazendo uma live desde o começo do evento, às 2 horas, mas tem que folgar, né? Tem que folgar um pouquinho, né? E tô muito feliz também com esse filme do Flash, que vai ter o Batman do Ben Affleck, que pode ser um retorno dele pra franquia nos próximos Liga da Justiça, sei lá, né, se vai continuar do Snyder Cut. E também tô muito contente porque vai ter o Michael Keaton, que é o Batman de Tim Burton, que me marcou pra caramba. Esse filme do Flash vai ser massa, velho, massa. Tipo, vocês sabem, né, que eu sou decenalta. Eu gosto demais, velho, tipo... Eu falei no Twitter mais cedo, eu sou muito encantado com a Marvel, gosto dos filmes, principalmente a evolução do MCU. A fase 3, tipo, me encanta bastante, muito mesmo. Eu amo os filmes da fase 3, pô, Guerra Infinita e Ultimato são incríveis, mas a DC tem um apelo maior, velho, é uma coisa particular, sabe? E aí eu tô bem ansiosão mesmo, velho. Mas vamos vendo aí, vamos vendo. Não se preocupem com superchats nessa live, tá? Claro que se vier é bem-vindo, mas eu tô mais focado aqui em ver e comentar, tá bom? Acho que agora eu vou colocar o som.
I'm Batman! Hey! That wasn't bad. For the late plan, I'll be mixing us some luck. Maybe they'll cast me as the Italian Robert Pattinson in the next film. What do you think? Coming up, we have another WB Games debut, and we are talking to Matt Reeves, director of The Batman.
Falta uns minutinhos, né? Enquanto isso a gente vai vendo, a gente vai vendo. Tá, deixa eu colocar aqui, ó. Eita! Aumentou muito agora, galera, foi mal. Olha, coloquei legenda em português, tá? Não sei se vai passar, eu espero que sim, tá bom? Ai, meu Deus do céu! Tô vendo os comentários de vocês no chat, tá bom?
Hi everyone! The Brazilians are back in the house.
Oh, Aline Diniz e Borgo.
You guys, I mean, the best, are the best. I love everything and incredible stuff. I can't wait to see more from these super talented fans.
Well, me too, Aline. Now, speaking of DC's fans, Since 2017, you have been demanding the release of Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, of course. Your friends at HBO Max heard you and looked for it in 2021.
I know, but I know, that probably feels like a long way off. So, right now, we're gonna check out this very exciting panel featuring Zack Snyder and some special guests, as well as some of the fans who helped bring this DC dream come to life.
Nossa, galera. O som tá bom da transmissão? Tá bom, né?
Ready? Okay, let's go.
Valeu, Jack. A legenda da live tá atrasada, não é culpa aqui do Oblu, tá, galera? É coisa do Closed Caption, do DC Fandom mesmo, tá bom? Valeu pelo feedback, Marcos, Lorenzo, Lack, que sempre manda pergunta, né? Previsões. Nossa Senhora!
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. It's awesome to be here at DC Fandom. This is amazing. It's been quite a journey with the DC fans, and I've had a great time bringing some of these beloved DC titles to the big screen. And the Justice League really is, for me, and in this format, an amazing crown jewel. As a community, we were able to make this thing happen. We really appreciate it. We're going to shake it up a little bit for this panel, and I'm going to have some fans ask me questions. I'm going to ask some people questions. We're going to have special guests.
Valeu, Lack, valeu.
Let's get to it. We have some questions from fans read to us by some of the amazing cast of Justice League. Looks like next we have Batman, my Batman. Go ahead, Nvidia.
A voz de Snyder.
I hope you guys are enjoying DC Fandom, and I'm really excited for you to get a chance to see Zack's ultimate version of Justice League on HBO Max next year.
Well, thank you, Ben. I'm excited for everyone to see the film as well. It's cool. What questions do you have?
Patrick Mendoza wants to know, who is your favorite superhero of all time? You know the answer to that.
Batman.
I guess my favorite hero of all time, other than Batman, would have to be, sort of staying in the DC world as I do. It's got to be Dr. Manhattan, from Watchmen, I think. I don't know, for me, he's like this super cool quantum superhero.
Super-herói favorito do Snyder é Manhattan, depois do Batman, doideira.
At his fingertips, so yeah, it's got to be Dr. Manhattan. That was awesome, Ben. Thank you so much. That was cool, and appreciate you stopping by. I think next, is it Superman?
Hello, everybody. My name is Lee Carroll, and I promise you that I'm not in prison. This is just my place of work. I hope you're enjoying DC Fandom, and I have a fan question for Zack Snyder from Swapno. As a storyteller, what is the dynamic between the Justice League that is important for you to present on the screen? Zack, over to you.
It's a great question, and thank you so much. I think the important thing for me to see as the Justice League comes together is this idea that, like, a lot of them basically are loners, right? You have Batman, lives in a cave, his only buddy is Alfred, really. You got Wonder Woman who
Vocês estão incríveis aí no chat, galera. Tô lendo vocês aqui, tá bom? Se vier algum super chat depois, durante essa transmissão, eu leio depois, tá bom?
You know, in a lot of ways, he's not really happy about what's happened to him, this transformation. He's coming to terms with it. And then you have Aquaman, who also is this loner. And sort of thematically, them coming together and forming a family and finding each other support. I think that's really what, in the end, drove me to want to see this happen, or see them come together. And I think that when you take all these different personalities and bring them together into a single cohesive group, it's a fun and awesome dynamic, but also there's a why of doing it. All right, let's see, who do we have next? Is it Cyborg?
Hey, Zach. What up, man? Ray Fisher here. You know I am super excited about the Snyder Cut getting dropped on HBO Max. And there's some folks who have a couple questions for you. The first question is coming from Eddie Gordon from the United States. And that question is, which character are you most excited to fully flesh out in your cut of Justice League?
Interesting that you should ask me that, because of course it's Cyborg. Cyborg is the heart of the movie. Cyborg is the thing that I think
Cyborg é o coração do filme.
Team together in a lot of ways, and excited to see, or for fans to see, just how that is realized on canvas.
And the second question is coming in from Irfan Kam from the United Kingdom, and their question is, when you started writing Justice League, what thematic ideas were you most excited to tackle? Additionally, how much of a challenge was it to keep the tone mythological? I want to know too, so make sure you get up on those.
It's a great question. When Chris and I were talking about this movie, I think we're big fans of sort of the Joseph Campbellian, hero's journey, and also this notion that we would be creating a team. It's the Knights of the Round Table joining together in an epic adventure, and this is the call to action film that brings them as a story that brings them all together. And I think it is a mythological concept to begin with, so keeping it mythological, and especially when you think about it's Aquaman, it's Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, and then Superman, you're really talking about a mythological group, Okay, this is fun. Let's keep them coming. Who else? I think next is the Flash himself.
Mr. Maestro Zack Snyder. I mean, what other questions can we ask? I think we'd all like to know if we'll see more of the handsome and talented Ezra Miller in your cut.
I like the question, guys. Read no agenda at all. Very good. Of course, you're going to see tons more of the Flash. I have a huge love for the Flash and for Ezra Miller, as you know, especially when you call me at the last second and make me come work on music videos in the desert. That's really kind of you. So, but yes, of course, Ezra. I think people are going to see a lot more of the Flash.
Ele tá com batom azul, né? O Ezra Miller.
A little bit more of his emotional arc, and I hope they enjoy it.
O painel da Mulher Maravilha, Adri, foi o primeiro, tá? Não, Adri tá explicando, né? Que é o Drielli. Tá bom, Drielli? Foi o primeiro.
Zach, when you cast me in the role of Wonder Woman, I had no idea what an amazing ride I was in for. It's been life-changing to play this character, mostly because I've got to meet so many incredible fans around the world who love her like we do. Fans who I hope are all sharing this experience today, because it's all happening because of you. So to all the fans who asked for this cut, you obviously have your own superpowers, because just like the members of Justice League, you are stronger together, and you made this possible. So thank you. I love you.
Thanks, Gal. I can't wait for fans to see you in Wonder Woman 84. Which is an amazing movie, and you are amazing in it. And Patty, of course, did an amazing job. So you guys are an awesome team, and people's minds are going to be blown when they see that. So thanks again. That was great. All right, let's see. Who do we have next?
Hi, Zach, and everybody in the Justice League crew. I have a question. So as somebody who is so very excited to get to see your vision of Justice League, and that you're finally getting this chance to really show us the film that was always intended, and one that we're all so super excited to see, I wanted to know, probably what everybody wants to know is, can you hint something that the world has never seen, that you have been so excited to let us all get a glimpse at without too many spoilers?
Okay, how do I do this without giving too many spoilers? You're going to see something with Flash in this film I don't think that you've ever seen before. Something that has to do with his abilities, because he's a quantum character. He interacts with time and space, so you might see him do something that is timely. But awesome, Patty. Awesome question. It's awesome to see you. All right, let's move along, shall we? And I think I want to ask some questions. So let's get some people on the line if we can. I'd like to get, there's some super fans we have standing by, I see. One of them is Fiona from China. She is dear to our hearts. She was one of the founding members of the Snyder Cut movement, and really instrumental in bringing it to all of us. So
o Igor. Total, Igor.
Oh
o Igor tomou.
NSP Studios.
It's like a dream come true.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
First off was, what about this movement and the Snyder Cut and the whole thing? What was the thing that got you to say like, hey, you know what? I gotta like get involved with this.
After I saw Batman with Superman in theater 4 years ago in China, I was blown away. After watching Justice League, it was immediately
Valeu,
clear
Vitor.
that many parts of the film were not consistent with your usual filmmaking style. So we are the fans. We knew that there was a real version of the film out there. We started asking for it. Why not? We started a petition, if you remember, that reached to 180K people signed. Then I think it's not enough. So I created a website called forsnydercut.com that allowed us to start doing some online and real-world events, such as Twitter trends, raising money for AFSP, letter writing, and phone calls to Warner Brothers. Now, here we are.
Awesome. Wow. And look what happened. You guys did it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So did you really think it was going to happen though? When we really started to, when it got closer?
It all started with hope and dream. So many women, I think, never go beyond that. To actually achieve a dream, you need the organization and selflessness. Then we have a team who put a billboard in Times Square.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think you remember that.
Yeah. Fantastic.
When you see all these people, when you fight alongside such talented and generous people, you know it's not possible. It's a certainty.
Yeah.
Even we have many obstacles, but we know we will win this.
Eu vou infartar.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny that like the scale started to get bigger and bigger, and we would notice like, oh my gosh. And at first, remember, because it was like a bus stop in Comic-Con, and then a billboard in Times Square, and then on the anniversary of Justice League, and it just goes completely nuts, and everyone was like, okay.
It's like snowball, rolling with a big snowball.
Yeah, a giant snowball now, yeah. What was your favorite moment for you in the whole experience?
I think my answer to this question evolved. I started out because I admire you. I love you. I want to fight for you and your work. But as time passed, I became just much about fighting alongside my fellow community members. It's power from art, mostly. Power from your art. You empowered us.
Well, that's amazing and kind. And well, it's amazing to see you, and thank you so much for connecting with us. I can't wait to come to China.
Eu gosto de ver Zack Snyder feliz, velho. É incrível isso.
So see you?
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you, Kiana.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another call from Dexter, another amazing friend and another amazing fan who also was super important in the creation and cultivation of this movement. He's been around for a long time and really making this happen. So let's talk to Dexter. Dexter.
Hi. How are you, my friend?
Awesome. I'm glad you came. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you as well.
So I got you on the spot because I want to ask you a couple questions. So I guess the first question is, what are your initial thoughts? And where were you when you first heard about the Snyder Cut movement? Or how did it come on your radar?
Yeah, well, it was very early on. I'll tell you, right after the viewing of the theatrical edition, I went to the internet and I felt that I couldn't be the only one that felt a certain way. So after maybe a
Matheus Oliveira, concordo, a legenda tá bem atrasada, mas é do DC Fandom, tá bom?
I said, this is something that I can really get behind, and I did what I could
Obrigado,
in order to try to help, and here I am, multiple years later, still trying to be a forefront of this whole thing to help you guys out, and thankfully it's been a positive turn of events.
Yeah, like how crazy is it that like I was saying the other day, I shot the movie in 2016. Like that's when I was on set shooting, and here we are in 2021, and well, coming up to, and that's when the movie's going to come out, and it seems impossible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So to that, when you started in this movement, did you think there was a chance that it would that they would do this?
That's a really great question. Early on, I had high hopes about it, and I think it was just because of my ignorance on how the industry worked. Toward a quarter into it, I kind of said, well, we're not really speaking their language. How can we get them to want to do this for us? I think that's the key, and what made it really happen is just the fact that they saw that there were so many people that really wanted to stand behind the artistry of it all, the artist, and the integrity of it. And here we are.
I always felt like when I was sort of observing this movement, in a lot of ways, for fans, the way the comic book calendar is set up, it'd be like, oh, the anniversary of the release, or a Comic-Con, or Brazil Comic-Con, or New York Comic-Con, and you guys just always kind of using those events as like a springboard, because you're like, look, we got something to say, so it always felt like.
Yeah, it was tough coming up with those things at times. Really, we would chat a lot of behind the scenes Zoom calls and phone calls and WhatsApp messages, really trying to come up with what can we do next? What we're thinking about our next event. And then when you kind of give us a little hint or a little something to play along with, and it just really ignited us to continue on. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that for me was amazing. It was cool to have this kind of conversation with the fans where I could either release an image or just say something and just get this response that I could feel, this kind of energy exchange that was really, really, really exciting. Do you have a favorite moment from this experience?
I think my favorite moment so far is getting the opportunity to fly out to your event at Pasadena. The Director's Cut weekend was such a memorable event for me and my sons, and something I will always cherish with me. And one of the other things I was just really excited to see. And this is just me, and I don't want to make things heavy, but just the opportunity to see the smile on yours and Debbie's face when
Obrigado, galera. Obrigado.
It was just really heartwarming to me, and honestly, I did tear up a little bit. I will admit, I teared up a little bit, but it's just because it was just a lot of work that paid off, and I'm just excited to see that you guys were really happy.
Well, I got to admit that we also, when we heard the news, we all got pretty emotional, and it's been an incredible journey. And for us, one of the amazing parts is that we were able to, interact with and be part of this fan community in an amazing way. And it's changed us and made us, really grateful for being able to have this dialogue and also, frankly, feeling the incredible support.
Rafael Santos, todo lugar tá passando a legenda assim. Vem direto do fandom, tá bom?
These fan-generated events and things that really have nothing to do with selling a movie or doing anything that has to do with commerce. It's really for love, and we feel it. And also the amazing charitable work that you guys, the amount of money you've raised for suicide prevention is just unbelievable. So again, thank you so much. We couldn't thank you enough. So Dexter, thanks.
Thank you so much. It's been our pleasure. We appreciate it.
It's cool to interact with fans and get to talk about this this journey that we've been on, because it has been something quite amazing. Maybe I should talk for a second about how you guys are going to see the movie and what format we're going to have it in. It's going to be in 4 parts, 1 hour each. So 4 hours of Justice League is coming your way. We're going to work on a way of bundling it together at the end so you can watch it as a single film if that's the way you want to experience it. Also, to all my international fans and everyone
4 horas de Liga da Justiça.
Don't worry if you don't have HBO Max, because we're working on a distribution plan, so I promise you're going to get a chance to see it. And if you guys haven't got your t-shirt yet, there's still hope. If you go to Into the People, you can get your associate producer shirt, and I want you guys, it all goes to good cause, so please go grab a shirt if you can. I guess it's time to play the little teaser, because that's why you're really here. See some footage from the movie, as I promised. So, why don't we check that out? So, here it is.
Agora.
There was a secret chord that played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, the major lift.
on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Got us united.
Que momento, meus amigos! Que momento!
Zack Snyder, man. Zack Snyder.
Amazing, and that's how we do it in the DC fandom.
Meu Deus! Meu Deus! Galera, eu tô de raiva, vai ver uns cachorrinhos agora, velho. Deixa eu baixar aqui, ó. Galera, minha Nossa Senhora, galera! Que é isso, velho? Que é isso? Que trailer, que trailer! Deixa eu diminuir aqui as coisas pra eu falar com vocês mais confortavelmente. Véi! Pode ter 5 horas esse filme. Pode ter 5 horas esse filme. Eu vejo as 5. Eu quero ver Zack Snyder feliz. Eu quero ver ele feliz. Tá bom? E, galera, véi, eu tô sem palavras aqui, velho, porque tudo aquilo que Snyder queria desenvolver com o contexto de Flash, o contexto do... Caiu?
Caiu por causa do trailer.
Nossa. Que doido, tá dizendo que tá ao vivo aqui ainda.
Stream unavailable.
Derrubaram as lives.
Policy relation. Aí entra em
Como assim? 657 pessoas assistindo.
Sim, as pessoas estão online, mas olha como tá a live.
É stream unavailable.
As pessoas foram caindo.
Aí voltou.
Será que não?
É que acho que tem algum lag.
Você teria que ficar offline e online de novo, não é?
Não.
Ou criar outro link de live.
Voltou, a galera tá dizendo que voltou. Tô falando com Isadora aqui, ela veio me falar que tinha caído aqui o negócio.
Amor, você tá falando sozinho. Pra mim não tá aparecendo.
Cara... Voltou, meu irmão. O trailer foi tão apoteótico que caiu tudo, velho. Caiu tudo aí pela internet afora. Galera, peçam pra Isadora pra eu ficar mais aqui.
Fique, vai. Eu comentei, o Matheus não me olha assim, você vem do trailer.
Caralho. Você olha pro seu amor como eu olhei pra o trailer de Liga da Justiça, Snyder Cut. Caramba, véi. Mas deu pra ver o trailer todo?
Deu pra ver todinho.
Meu Deus, então a galera derrubou na hora. Foi na parte dos cachorrinhos, tá ligado? Teve direitos autorais
pelos
cachorrinhos. Nossa, véi. Ah, que maravilha de beijinho. Então, pessoal, porque... Quero, amorzinho. Pega, por favor. Se vocês querem que eu fique, eu fico. Mas então... Tem Shazam, Aquaman, Adão Negro, só que o The Batman, galera, é daqui a 2 horas e meia. 2 horas e meia. Eu acho que eu posso deixar a live rolando e sair daqui. Sabe? E claro, quando tiver a hora do painel, eu... apareço aqui de novo. Beleza? Porque eu ficar aqui, nossa senhora, vai ser muito cansativo. A DC não tá pagando... DC Fandom não me contratou. Tô fazendo isso por você, velho. Obrigado, meu amor. Nossa. Eu quero me dar um copo d'água ou uma água na cara? Mas então, galera, tudo que Snyder quis desenvolver com o passado, o contexto, né, do Flash, do Cyborg, vai estar no filme finalmente, pô. Nossa, eu tô bem empolgadão. Fiquei mais empolgado ainda agora. Agora, deixa eu dizer uma coisa pra vocês. E, pelo visto, o painel de Liga da Justiça, Snyder Cut, acabou. Não é isso? E agora ó, tá tendo Flash, a série. Então, ó, sobre filmes. Adão Negro começa já às 7h10. Daí às 8h05 é que é Aquaman. 8h05. 8h40 é Shazam e 9h30 é o Batman, velho. Nossa senhora. Só se eu fizer um novo template, uma nova capa e voltar 9h30 pra comentar o que rolou de Adão Negro, Aquaman e Shazam e ficar concentrado pro The Batman. Beleza? Tô até de folga, velho. Não era pra eu estar fazendo essa live não, era pra eu estar descansando, mas eu fiquei muito empolgado. Muito empolgadão mesmo. Deixa eu colocar o som aqui enquanto eu faço algumas cocitas.
I think a show needs to change in order to grow.
As an actor too, it prevents fatigue throughout the season. 22 episodes is a long time, 9 months, and I think for us having this kind of break in the season where a new sort of storyline emerges kind of puts us in a headspace of, you know, feeling reinvigorated with the work.
The first half of the season was very much about sort of Barry's walk up to crisis and him dealing with his mortality.
Amorzinho!
I don't know how you're doing this. Real or not.
Deixa eu chamar a secretaria aqui, galera. Amorzinho, você pode trazer meu celular, por favor? Acho que ele tá por aí. Eu acho que eu deixei ele aí no nosso quarto. Aí no quarto. Aqui não tá não.
Tease Iris being this space reporter since season 1. It's always kind of been put on the back burner, so it was a nice treat to finally have it be at the forefront.
Fazer post aqui no Twitter, tá, galera?
It's such a male-dominated cast. I love these guys, but having more women and having this kind of Charlie's Angels reporter team, it was really cool. It brought a new energy to the show, and I hope we carry on with that in the next season.
And on the subject of new, I mean, this season we got 2 new characters with Chester and Kayla, and we have 2 now series regulars coming into season 7. How was your experience sort of coming into a show that's sort of 6 seasons in and sort of finding your way through it?
I was intimidated for sure. I knew these guys were a family and I was nervous. Danny was one of the first people that made me feel so welcome. We were shooting a scene and she just took me under her wing instantly.
Acho que eu vou fazer isso mesmo.
She's like, do you want to take a picture? And I was like, do I want to take a picture with you? Yes. And then I got the courage to like ask other people to take pictures because she like made me feel so welcome instantly.
I was a big fan. I am a big fan of the show, and I watched the show.
Deixa eu desligar o áudio aqui. O que é que vocês acham então? Eu dou uma descansada agora e volto com um templatezinho, praticamente a mesma coisa, só vai mudar o pôster ali embaixo do Zack Snyder Justice League, o Snyder Cut, e a capa da live, né? Eu não prometo, mas fiquem ligados nas redes sociais do All Blue, tá bom? Que eu devo voltar às 9h30, no caso 9h20, para o The Batman. Beleza? Então é isso, meus queridos. Depois eu quero ver o resultado dessa live, tá ligado? Que caiu no meio, voltou. Não sei se ficou zoado também. Muito obrigado a todos que estão aqui. Não é uma live assim... Sexta-feira eu dependo muito dos superchats para manter assim o All Blue firme, forte, funcionando. Mas não se preocupem em mandar superchats nessa, tá bom? Claro que quem quiser vai ser muito bem-vindo. E aí, ao final da live, eu vou ler todos os superchats que foram acumulados. Tá bom? E acho que eu vou ler na hora, né? Porque o superchat ele sai no chat normal também. Então na hora ele vai ser destacado ali e eu leio, com certeza. Beleza? Mas é isso. Então, com a permissão de vocês, eu vou me retirando. 9h20 há a possibilidade da gente voltar.